The world is a wonderful place. Nature, economy, brains, it has it all. Amazing designs, structures, religions. Our world could not get any better. But it is, very rapidly. With the introduction of space hotels, the world is becoming greater. With new technology being developed in just a day, it is fascinating to see these phenomenal creations. Most people think that these inventions can only be developed by companies and not by themselves. But the truth is, most good ideas come from the littlest minds, the smartest brains. You don't need to be big and famous to do great things. The most recent of these impressive devices is a space hotel, and in this STEM video, we are going to explain how to make one using maths. Hi, we are Team Supercharge, and this is our STEM video for 2018 to 2019. So, let's get on to it. Space hotels are the latest thing, the new big thing. Essentially, they are satellites, but occupy humans for leisure. It would obviously be quite hard, so companies make sure to develop the design in depth and try not to make any faults, because consequences of this would be the loss of billions of pounds. However, the most important question is, how do you make a space hotel? The first thing to keep in mind is the money. You have to estimate and calculate the cost as the project goes on. If you do not do this properly, then you may lose a lot of money. You should sustain and try to minimize the cost. Another bit of maths to think about are the dimensions: area, density, and volume. You should judge what the size of your spaceship would be. Judge this by deciding the number of people on board, how many objects will be on board, as well as the excess boost when launching. Make sure you keep track of what happens to your spaceship. Another bit of maths that is involved is quantity. You need quantities of things and a measure of those quantities, such as oxygen and fuel. You need to calculate how much oxygen is needed for all the passengers that would be on board. You need a quantity of fuel, as you have to launch and, in an emergency, come back. There is a lot of maths involved in this, and these are things to consider. Thinking in more depth, you would need to take the fact that you would be in space. You have to count gravitational force and debris in space. You would want to try and counter the g-force. One force of 1 Newton equals to a moment of 1 meter. You should calculate the weight of the spaceship and plan to counter the g-force that way. Incoming debris can be counted with some maths as well. You could develop uber cool laser destroyers, or simply develop a sound wave system to prevent meeting with the meteors in the first place. You would need to calculate the velocity of your vehicle and use the fuel wisely to escape. The biggest problem is energy. How would you get enough energy to run the hotel? Maths solves that problem. Most hotels need about 100 kJ of energy per year. How would a spaceship hotel manage this? Well, by calculating the distance between you and the sun and the angle. Once you do that, you can design solar panels to harness heat, light, and thermal energy. We can see how useful maths is when creating a space hotel. The main things are cost and dimensions, but there are more life-pressing essentials. These are things to keep in mind when designing a space hotel. Thanks for watching.